Now that we've got our sparkle 0 to turn on, what we're going to do now is we're going to get it to blink on and off. So to do that, if we think about lights in real life that do like the beacon at a zebra crossing, we can think about that process. So the beacon there, it turns on, it stays on for a time, and then it turns off, and then it stays off for a time. So we can replicate that in our program. So we've turned it on, so what we need to do now is say how long we want it to stay on. So we can see in our blocks of code here, we've got a wait. So we drag out the wait 1 second and pop that underneath. And then after it's turned on and stayed on for a second, then we want it to turn off. So we're going to drag out the bit of code that turns sparkle 0 off. And then we're going to say how long we want it to stay off for. So again, we'll say for 1 second. So if we run this program, this will make our sparkle flash on once for 1 second. Now, if we wanted to flash on twice, then what we could do is we could repeat those instructions. So we could drag out, turning it on. We could leave it on for a second. We could then turn it off, and then we can turn it off for a second. So if we press the green triangle now, so now it flashes twice. So we've now used 9 bits of code to get it to flash twice. So we can think about how many bits of code we would need to flash 4 times. So we can repeat that. Now there's a quick way in the Crumble software to copy and paste bits of text and bits of code. If we just right mouse click on the top piece of code there and press duplicate, then it will duplicate that whole bunch. So now we've got 17 with the start, 17 bits of code, and this is going to now make it flash just 4 times. But obviously this is quite a long and laborious process in terms of getting it to flash each time. So we can see here in our coding blocks here, we've got some of our loops here. And you can see that these are orange bits, and we've got the orange bits. So we click on the control there, then we can have it do a number of times. So rather than it do and keep on doing all of these bits of code just to make it flash 4 times, it would be a lot simpler and more elegant if we wrote our bit of code with a loop in it. So now with just 6 lines of code, we can make it flash 4 times. If I go back to the basic blocks of code there, we've also got a forever loop. So if I wanted to flash on until I press stop, I could use the forever loop and press green triangle there. Any bits of code on the screen that you don't want, then you can just drag them back over to the grey bar on the left side, and then they will be deleted. So now we've got our sparkle flashing on red, on and off, and it will do that forever, or until you press stop, the red square on the program, or the batteries die, then it will keep on going. Now as an extension, what we could do is we could have it flash different colors. So it's flashing red, well let's have it flash red, then green, then blue. So what we could do is we could just duplicate the bit to make it flash red, pop that underneath, and change the red. Well, we can change that to green, and then maybe have another color. So we flash blue, and we can press play there. So now you can see it's flashing those 3 different colors in a loop.